Day number 4. Okay, so this is really good. This is going good. We've got our day 1, day 2, day 3. And if you missed day 3, we had Java with Python and JavaScript right in. So you really gotta go check that out. But already we're working on something very big. If you come up here, not here actually, it's over here. You notice that we're making a fast blog, and this is on day number, I'm not too sure which day is it, probably around 69, 68 thereabout. So if you're on day 4, you're gonna make cool stuff as you continue up on this course with Angela Yu. Okay, so stay tuned for that one. You actually full working functioning blog right there. You can actually come down if you're out there. You can register and do anything you like on it. So kind of great stuff coming up. This is something that I created on myself, and you can put up your comments and everything if you like, and it tells you stuff like, for example, let's say comment. If you're trying to comment but you're not logged in, and you come here and you say comment, look, it tells you you need to log in and text to the login page as well. So all of that and more are coming up on this course. So you really gotta stick around. Um, and if you haven't enrolled in this course, go ahead and do that. Look up 100 Days of Code on Udemy or on Abuary.com. Okay, so you gotta get through with that. So today we're back with another tutorial. I'm just going to do a walkthrough, and this is my Java file. As I said earlier, I'm not going to really dissect her code in Python because she already does that, and she does it better than I can ever do. But what I'm going to do is just, trying to chronicle my journey and help you guys see, okay, this is what you did. Okay, and then give you the platform to say, look, what you did there is cool. What you did there, you can make it better if you do it this way. So we have two languages now after having dropped out the what do you call it, the JavaScript, right? After having dropped out JavaScript, so we're back with just two languages, Python and Java. So you're gonna find that we have three files here: art.py, and you notice that they just kind of hand ASCII art stuff, and then it's called art.py, and it has this array. So this one is one part, this one is the second part, and this is the other part. And they use these three dots to signify that this string is going to be longer. We normally just use one of these or two of these, but if you use them as three like this, that means the string is going to overlap across several lines. So now here we have here it's being imported as art. Just say import art. That means we're taking everything that's in here, and then we're giving creating a new array, because this is literally an array, and then we're creating another one here with the names. The reason why we're doing that is because if you pick a choice, if you make a choice rather, then we're gonna go along with we're gonna pass the name to it, and we know that the first name is rock, the second is paper, the last one is scissors. So we have those names written here, because here we don't have names, it's just strings without names, but we commented them out so that we can actually remember them. So that's what we're working with over here. And then this is where we wrote our code rather, where we said, okay, we're gonna create a function which takes in choices. Again, what I like about it is that it prints out um, your choice, and then it picks out your choice and the choice of the computer, right? So that's what it does. All right. So the first thing, if you come down over here, human choice takes your input. You pick 0, 1, or 2. So if you pick 0, 1, or 2, the computer is going to do the same. These are the choices for the computer. You have the same choices here. It tells you through the prompt. The computer has the same choices here. It takes them from an array. It's already pre-coded. So it takes them, it picks randomly. The computer choices are done randomly, okay? So that's what they do here, okay? And then, random choice, it can also be written like this if you like. Random.randint. Randint takes both sides 0 to 1, rather to 2. So from the first number to the last number, it doesn't leave out anything, unlike other random numbers which leave out something else. So here we have random dot choice. I like it random dot choice because you really kind of see, okay, it's going to make a random choice. So it's closer to human language, and that's what we're going with. Okay, then It's also different in Java, because in Java you have to import the math library. Okay, import Java math library, which is in the language item, and then when you're making a choice, because math.random creates a number between 0 and 1. Okay, so the choice length, here we're saying, okay, our integer array, this is how we declare arrays in Java, by the way. We give it a name, and then we use these square brackets, and we also pass in the data type within those. Or like if we were going to take strings in this, we were going to say strings over here. If we were going to take apples, we were going to say apples here. But because we take in numbers which are for whole numbers, they are integers, we just use int for that. So we're saying the length of this, right, is 0, 1, 2. So the length of this is 0, or rather it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then we do method.random choices.length times choices.length. Okay, if we come down here and we say, let's say it will randomly pick a number between 0 and 1, which will be, let's say, 0.2. Okay, and then we multiply that by the length, which is 3, we get 0.6, right? And then we make that an int, then it's obviously gonna go up the ceiling, which will make this one equivalent to 1. All right. If we pick another one, let's say 0.8, or rather I picked 4.3, that one will also be equivalent to 1. If we pick 0.8, sorry, 0.8 multiplied by the length, we're going to get 2.4. Okay, so we're going to get 2 over here. So your choices will alternate between that 0, 1, 2. So it never goes beyond 3, because if it goes like, if it turns out to be 3, then you're going to get an index out of bounds, right? So it will always be around 3. Okay, the largest number you could ever get, which is 0.9, will also be equivalent to something like 2 point something as well. So it never goes beyond 3. So that's the story with what do you call it, with the random choices and stuff. Okay, so that's how we do it in Java. We're picking up our integer arrays. These are the choices that your computer is going to make, so they're going to be random. Okay, cool. And we also had our prompt as usual, same stuff with Python, only that we use the system.out.print in Python. I was gonna say in Spanish because I'm learning Spanish. in Python rather, we say print, just print, like that. And then we take our input using the scanner, right? Scanner.nextInt. So you probably have noticed that we already instantiated this scanner somewhere up there. And we remember we said last time we were going to talk about static, so that's what we're going to do today. But before we do, let's come down and see what happens after we pick up we pick up our number. The computer picks its number. If our choice and the computer choice are the same, we print draw, and then we print out the choices. All right. So what do? We come here, we call out this function, print out the choices. We're saying, okay, choice names human choice. So this human choice is a number, which we entered here, and computer choice right here is also a number, which the computer chose here. And then we pick the art that corresponds to human choice and computer choice. Okay, so these are just the numbers again. We say if the human choice was 0, which means the human picked out a bulk, right? So we're gonna say, okay, here's your choice. The name of your choice is this one. Okay, human choice, pa, rock. All right, and then the art of the rock comes out. It's been imported from here. Computer choice, maybe computer picked scissors, and scissors is printed out. And then after the print is printed out, because we have a new line here, we're going to take out the from the art, remember, then pick choices array, the one we have here, choices array, and then the number of the array, of the index of the element that we're choosing, which was in our case number 2. Then it comes here and picks number 2, which is 0, 1, 2, scissors. Okay, so it prints out scissors and prints out the name from here and prints out the art from that side. So that's what it does. Okay, it just compares the two. Everything we're using here is just the same stuff. there's a little bit of logic going on, which we have like, okay, if it's the same, then it's a draw. But if human choice is 0 and computer choice is 1, and then human choice is or human choice is all these functions in all these instances, it means that the human is lost, and all these two functions, it means that the human is won. Else you just print the choices if something else happens. Otherwise, you could also make it simple by just saying else over here, because if the human didn't lose, then they won. So these options were probably not necessary to add. You could just say print choices, okay? But because it's a day number 4, you're really not really good with at this. You probably would have done it the same way as I did. But there's always room to improve when you start out, right? Cool. And then let's run it, right? I think that's what we want to do, and then we can come back onto the Java side. So here we are. We're gonna, as usual, copy our okay, I don't know why this keeps coming back, but I just removed it a moment ago. Let's remove it again. I don't know why is it that makes it keep coming back. I just was working on updating that git item, day number 3, and then so it should be deleted. It's deleted, yeah. Okay. Lot of stuff open here. Okay, cool. Here we go. We want to do a CD to this folder, which is day number 4. Okay, like that, and then we press enter. Are we in? Let's see what we have. Okay, good. Three files. That's what we're after, right? So good. Let's go Python. Today let's try Pi, just Pi, right? We want to see if it also works the same way. Rock paper scissors. Okay, Pi is not fun. I think I haven't really done that. What if we say Pi M3, Pi M, rock paper? Not fun. The same stuff. Okay, but I have run it like Pi before. I think if anybody remembers how we do it with just Pi, put it up in the comments so that we can learn that too. Because I remember doing that with Pi before. I just forgot how exactly to set it out. So let's pick a bigger number for now, okay? Ooh, no. We had index out of bounds. Okay, why? Because we are supposed to pick 0, 1, or 2. True, true, true. Okay, so let's do it again, following the rules this time, okay? We're gonna pick 2. Yeah, look at that, we won. Human choice was paper, rather we chose scissors, the computer choice was paper. Look at that, we picked the computer first game, straight out, straight out the park. Good, so this is what the art we were seeing there. Scissors, this is the sign, you can see there's a human finger, it kind of comes out well in the command line. Very nice. Okay, so now let's just start changing to Java, right? Now Java you notice that it doesn't really have these art stuff, and it doesn't really come with the whole three items for strings that span across several lines. So I had to sort of mobilize it. And by the way, I just want to make a disclaimer over here. I really like the part of important arts from other files, because look, it really looks nice. Even if you're making up another guessing game and everything, the art really makes it stand out. So it's really cool. But for the sake of my code, I just thought I should just waste the time. So I skipped much of the art importations. In the future, you'll notice that I don't really include much of ASCII arts in my code. It's just straight code, plain code, and everything. So I'm just gonna let you guys know about that early, okay? All right, cool. Let's dive into the Java part, okay? Just now, as you notice, we have our friend scanner, which takes our input from the keyboard, and our method, which we introduced earlier to just take us to give us the random choice for the computer, right? And then we have a bunch of same stuff here, comparisons. If this is the same, it's a draw. These are the choices that if the computer made, if the human made, then he or she would have lost. And otherwise you would have won. So again, like I said, this line is not necessary. We could have just said else and then delete everything here. Okay, but let's not take my word for it, right? Um, let's do it this way. I'm just gonna comment out this part. Pa! Like that, okay? So that we see if really the computer wins. We just want to do something that says you won, okay? Because okay, we need this line though, because you won is not being printed elsewhere. So just say here we won. All right, that's if you didn't lose, if you didn't draw, then you won. And then we just print out the choices. Print out choices is another method that's over here. When we call it a static, and we're calling it static because we are calling it from a static position as well. So just one thing to remember in Java: if you're in a static condition, yeah, and you want to call something outside the static method, and you don't want to instantiate the instance, then you're probably gonna have to call it static. So that's why you see a lot of stuff here are all static, 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 static. That means they belong to this class. All right. So you can call them from within here. Remember, this is what we said. This is where we said Java starts from, the main method, right? So if I am to call something that's not static, let me show you. Um, let's make the scanner just like this, right? Come down over here as usual. Okay, we need to CD. Let's copy it from here. Copy, paste. Are we in? We left out something. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Oh, we are in trouble. Okay. Oh, no. I'm trying to get us out. I'm trying to get us out. Okay. Let's do it again. No, we rude. We rude. Okay, here we go. CD like that. Oh, sorry. One more time. Okay. There we go. Ah, yeah, we are in. Look at that. Good. So let's clear our this screen so that if somebody walks in, they don't think we're silly. All right. So Java C, rock, paper, scissors, the Java, right? And then we compile. Okay. So we're going to introduce exceptions in the future, right? But for now, let's just try and run it. You will notice something. Rock, paper, scissors. Is that the correct spelling? Yes, looks good. All right, so here we go. Now we're about to get the scanner to take us in the input, all right? So we're gonna pick number 2 this time. Oh, there we go. It was a draw. Look at that. You chose scissors and scissors. But you see the art that I was telling you earlier. The because it doesn't look exactly like the Python one because Java it didn't really support the way we did it, right? You can tell it's not the same. Yeah. So that's one of the things that you would especially notice. Okay. So let's do it this way now. Now I want to show you the. Oh, I was supposed to tell you about the state item. So if you were to call, let's say this one here, the print choices, right? We're calling print choices here and here and here. Okay, so we have two things that we want to prove. Number one, we want to see if we can win, and number two, we want to see if we can call print choices without calling it static. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do compile, and okay, there we go. Number one, ASCII cannot be referenced from a static context. That's number one. Number two, print choices cannot be non-static method. Print choices cannot be referenced from a static context. Okay. So you notice what I was saying earlier. If you are within this method, which is labeled as static, which means it belongs to the class, and there's no way main can be non-static because Java looks at it, the definition exactly like this, right? You can change this part here, but this other method signature should stay the same. So it's static from birth or by default. So it has to work with static stuff. So that's why you see here saying, if you want to call print choices, that it's a non-static method, so you can't call it from a static context. So what you need to do is you're probably going to have to create an instance, right? Which means then you say, my class is called rock, paper, scissors, like this, right? And then you come over here. Which one was let's correct one of these, alright? For now, let's correct one of them. Let's just make this one static, alright, and save, and come back here, compile, so that we have one error left. Okay, now we have one error left, so which is this one, the scanner, right? So one way we could solve that error, since we want to call it, we want to leave it as an instance variable instead of a static variable, we could come over here and start it as this. We would say we would create an instance, right? The whole thing will look like this, pa, and then we'll probably give it a name, and then we call it new, which means we're instantiating it, the rock paper scissors class. Okay, like that, and then we save it. And now over here we would call RC, which means we're inside the rock paper scissors, then called its instance SC, which is the scanner, right? Probably this is not a good name to give it. Maybe we could say rock paper scissors RPS. All right, let's do the same here. RPS, like that. Okay, cool. Now we're calling the scanner which belongs to this instance, and then this method of the scanner afterwards. All right, so let's come back and compile. All right, so now because it's now a part of an instance variable, that should clear out the error. That's one way we could do it. Or the shorter way, like we did first time, which didn't have any problems with us, we could just make it static, and then we won't have to create a new instance anyway. So what do? We run our program as before. Okay, over here. Okay, we watch. Do you want to choose? Okay, we'll go with 0 this time to check the computer. Again, we had a draw. Oh my word. Okay. And so before I show you, we'll play it again. Let me show you another way we could do this. We could delete this because we're not using it that much, and then we could just take this part where we instantiate it and replace it over here, which means that we're creating our object on the fly and then calling it right on the line. Save that, come back, compile. Okay, watch it compile. Okay, come back, nice. Let's just do it clear so that we're back at the top of the screen, and then we do run it again. We're gonna pick 0 again next time. I wanna see. Another draw. What's happening? Okay, let's pick 2. Oh yeah, we won. Finally. Okay, good. So remember we said you won. We could have won using this line. So this line was just lying in play for no reason. So perfect. We kind of proved that we can do that. Don't mind the art. It doesn't really look good. Doesn't look good at all. The rock kind of looks better than the everything else here. It looks jubbly jubby. Yeah. So that was day 4 for us. All right. Java versus Python. Everything else looks the same, right? No much difference. No mucho diferente. Okay, lovely. Okay, so that's what we did today. We're gonna go ahead and push. Let's go and push. Okay, so because we had everything set out, let's do clear over here first, so we see what we're working with. Do git status. Sorry, it shouldn't be manually like that. Git status. Okay, we have day 4 which need to be added. Alright, very good. So let's do that. Git add on the platform. What do we want to add on the platform? Day number 4. We're getting good at this. We're really getting good at this. Day number 4. Okay, good. Lovely. So if you see our status again, we now have something that need to be committed, right? So we have that and we have that, and Adobe PYC. I don't know what that is. Kind of edit up there. It's pancake stuff. Okay, but you know we don't want that to go there. We don't want that to go there. So we can either do on stages. Remember how we do that? We said you can do one way we could do it is we're just gonna try to remember it for ourselves. rm dash dash caked, and then you write the name of the file. And this time it kind of looks like it's a whole what do you call it? It's a whole kind of folder. So let's try and do that. Let's try and do that. Since it's new to us, or we just copy the whole thing. Okay. Did not mention any file name. Alright, let's come back again and maybe just do this part. Maybe do like out. No way. Okay. I'm not sure if this works. It didn't mention any files. Or maybe let's just do it this way. Let's do it this way. We will just take out the folder like this. Okay, it's not mentioning any files anyway. Alright, so let's use nano ignore, so that we just ignore the whole thing. Or the other way we could do it is just delete it, right? Yeah, but in the future we just want to remove any cake files, so we'll probably want to do edit from there. Let's do it nano dot git ignore. I always misspell it. Git ignore. Okay, so we these are some of the stuff that we know we don't want, so we're gonna also add .pyc over there. Okay, just like that, and we save our file. Okay, and then if we do git status after doing that, let's see what happens. Okay, it's still there. We definitely need to take it off the stage, but we don't know how to do that. Okay, it says here git reset head and then file to unstage. This is cool. Let's try that. Git reset and then capital letter head. The problem is it's not a file, right? It's more of a whole list of items. But anyway, maybe we could use inverted in some file like this. Perhaps that will work. Kind of look like it worked. Git status, because it could be like that, it wasn't reading it like that. It's still there though, even though it didn't give us any errors over here. That's insane. Okay, last chance. We're gonna do it our rude way, right? mff, we're gonna delete that file. We're gonna delete it. Okay. Oh no, I didn't realize this is where we are. It's not, that's why we're not finding it. We were inside up the folder. No wonder it wasn't working. Okay, we have to go inside. Okay, let's clear our screen here. Okay, and then we have to go into day 4. Okay, and then list what we have. Oh, there we go. We have that thing they called pancake. I see. All right, so let's do it this way now. Let's see if we can run one of these. Okay, let's do that. Hmm. Let's do it again. All right, so let's delete it. Rather, let's check the status first, all right, before we delete it. But I see us going to delete it anyway. Ah, there we go. It's unstaged. Look at that. So we had to come to the folder where it is. Okay, so it wasn't working because we were one folder up. Now when we came back, so this is the method that we used. We said head, and then we passed in the name of the file, and now it's unstaged. Okay, so even though it's still there, as you can tell, I'm just gonna do a rough tag as well. You see, it's still there, but it's now unstaged, alright? And the beauty is it's also being ignored. Lovely. And the other thing that we have is rock paper class. It's also not on the stage because it's been taken care of. It's been ignored as well. Okay. So now in this status, okay, in our branch is up to date. We just need to make the changes. All right. So we're gonna say commit, and we're gonna put our message. Day 4. What did we do? Rock paper. I'm thinking of using something like this. Okay. Rock paper. Scissors. Python. And Java. Okay, like that. Yeah, very descriptive. Very descriptive. Okay, good. So that's it. And one last thing. Push. Okay, before we do the push, let's just come back and see. Refresh. Alright, while it's refreshing, we know we're gonna need to push. We just wanna see our status first, right? Okay, so it's now ahead. So you need to use git push. It tells you everything. We know that we were supposed to push anyway. So once you do the push, and we'll also be starting over there. Okay. Okay. What something went wrong, unable to access. Yeah, that could be an issue with the network because as you can check GitHub, so it could be an issue with the network. But as usual, we give it a try. Let's turn it off, and then let's turn on. Wi-Fi is on. Okay, it was almost there. Turn on. All right, let's connect. And then refresh that page. Come back over here and retry our pulse. Okay. All right, so it's done now. Awesome. completed. All right, good. So finally, our status. Check your status again. Okay, good. Nothing to commit. Awesome. Working tree is clean. Awesome. So that's the day. That's the end of the day number 4. Okay, you're curious about whether or not we have our stuff on here. Yeah, I think it kind of cool to see whether or not it came through as well. So what do we do? Wait for it, right? Waiting for it. Okay. Okay, we have day number 1, day number 2, day number 3. We're missing one day. What's happening? Oh, there it is. It just came up. Day number 4. Just in front of us. Yeah, rock, paper, scissors, print server, and ASCII art. Good. So that's it. That's day number 4 for us. Awesome. So and that's the end of the video. Okay. We had some 19%. We were doing good with JavaScript. We should bring it back. And mostly Java. Look at that. 26% Python. Ah, man, my heart is hurting now. I think I should bring back JavaScript because we're kind of doing well with it. Oh, man. Okay, we'll see whether we can throw some JavaScript in the future as well, okay? But for now, we end it here. So thank you everyone for watching this video, okay? We'll meet again tomorrow. If you're just starting up, please don't give up. We'll always be together on this journey, right? Adios.